Thank you for joining me for practice today. Please like the video and subscribe to our channel. Share it with family and friends. And in the description is a link to my Patreon account. I'd really appreciate any donation you can offer for these classes. Thank you. Namaste. Come into a comfortable seated position. Move the flesh from your sit bones and sit tall. And just place your hands comfortably on your knees. Close your eyes. Let your tailbone lengthen towards the floor and lift through the crown of the head and feel that little tug along the spine, opening up space between the vertebrae. And feel the relief of pressure off the discs, off the nerves. It's amazing how good just sitting up straight can feel sometimes. And feel your shoulders fall away from your ears, any tension you may have been carrying unconsciously, releasing. Let the heart stay open, the shoulder blades down the back. Relax any tension in the jaw. And as the body begins to soften, turn your attention to your breath. Just feel that expansion, contraction at the abdomen. And just observe how easy it is to calm the mind, calm the nervous system just through belly breathing alone. Just by turning our attention away from the world and into the body and watching that expansion and contraction at the abdomen. So this is one of the oldest and simplest ways that the wisdom teachings would encourage people to return back to present moment awareness. Just simply watching the rise and fall or the expansion and contraction of breath. And it seems so simple, but sometimes that simple solution is more difficult than we realize because our minds are so busy and we're so caught up in all the things we have to do, all the hats we have to wear. Now we use this abdominal breathing to relax the nervous system. But if we want to expand our energy a little bit, maybe we're feeling a little bit tired today, you can bring the breath in through the nostrils and watch the natural pattern of breath. So as it comes in through the nostrils, it fills the chest first. So feel the chest widen, then feel the rib cage expand out to the side, and then the last part of the breath now making its way into the abdomen. On the exhalation, we use a little bit of a lift from the pelvic floor, abdomen contracting and lifting up slightly to push the breath out past the rib cage, past the chest, and then back out through the nostrils. So this is more of a thoracico-abdominal breath. Sometimes we call this yogic breathing. But inhale coming in through the nostrils, filling the chest first, then ribs, then belly. And exhale, pelvic floor, belly lifts, rib cage draws closer together, chest softens, and breath leaves the nostrils. And you may notice that as you breathe in, that inhalation starting in the chest flattens out that thoracic curve and creates a little more height in the spine. And not quite as much breath goes down into the abdomen, but we still feel that expansion at the very bottom. And then on the exhalation, we begin the breath by exhaling and lifting the pelvic floor and core. And this helps to create stability, maintaining that height in the spine as the rest of the air leaves. So a few more rounds of practicing breath in this way. And we would consider this to be a slightly more energizing breath, whereas strictly belly breathing is more of a calming breath. Now you can add a little bit of ujjayi breaths or ujjayi sound to the practice to help the mind stay focused. And for today's class, we're going to lengthen the inhalation to match the length of the exhalation so that we have samavriti, the same fluctuation. Now, as that breath comes into the chest first, feel empowered in the heart so that the prana that's circulating, coming into the body is helping us not only to feel energized, but empowered. And as you let the old air out, just think of that as being that release, letting go of anything that stands in the way of that. And just a few more rounds here, but notice not only the front of the heart expanding, but the space between the shoulder blades as well. So front and back of the heart. And the final piece is that when we get energized, we have a tendency to start lifting our chin, anticipating what's coming forward. So settle the chin down a little bit so the back of the neck lengthens. And allow this action to continue in the torso, but keeping the head out of it. So once again, the prana staying centralized in the heart. Last two breaths. And then relax all effort and just return to an effortless breath. So whatever that looks like inside your own body, just settle everything. And yet feel the residual effects of that conscious breathing. So we're going to bring a little pranayama in here, and there's two options. You can do Shitali breathing or Shitali breathing. Shitali breathing or Shitkari breathing. And if you are able to curl your tongues, then it's Shitali, which is to curl the tongue like a taco, and just let the tongue slightly come out through the parted lips, like this. If you are unable to curl the tongue, then Shitkari is the option, which is to bring the breath in through the teeth. And as the breath passes the teeth, air goes over the tongue and cools the saliva on the tongue. So either way, the point is to cool that saliva and bring in what is called a cooling breath. So on your next inhale, either curl your tongue or suck your breath in through your teeth and lift your chin slowly as you do so. Then at the top, when you can't breathe in anymore, close your mouth and slowly exhale out through the nostrils, but bring your head back to neutral. We'll do that again, either curling the tongue or sucking the breath in through the teeth. On your inhale, lift the chin slowly with the breath. When you can't breathe in anymore, slowly close the lips and bring the head back to a neutral position as you exhale out through the nostrils. Again, curled tongue or teeth, slowly inhale in, lift the chin. Exhale, slowly bring the head to neutral, breathing out through the nostrils. Now begin to feel that cool breath moving down past the mouth into the throat. Lift your chin and begin again. And exhale, just a neutral exhale, coming back to that neutral spine. Now see if you can send that cool breath down a little further past the throat, pouring it down the throat as you go. So inhale, lift the chin. And then exhale, slowly bring the head to neutral. Now imagine you're pouring it into the heart. Cool breath, cool sensation. Please continue on your own, sending that coolness into the heart. And this time bringing it down into the belly. And then all the way down to the base of the spine. So the whole spine is being cooled. We're just going to do one more like that all the way to the base. And then sit with the tall spine, relaxed body, and just observe. So as we're moving into these warmer months of summer, using this breath as needed to keep the temperature cool inside the body, but more importantly, inside the mind. And what we want to keep warm and active is the heart. So bring your hands together in front of the heart space and bow your head to your hands. And go back to the intention we set about empowering the heart, bringing more prana to this area. And a lot of times people interpret the heart space as the space of love and compassion, and this is all very true. But there's also another element to the heart, which is independence and action. Being free to make the choices that maybe don't make sense to the rest of the people in your life, or maybe don't always follow logic, but are the messages that we hear deep within, that inner guidance. And so independence, the freedom to act on that, is part of what empowering the heart is all about. So let's seal this practice with a chant of Om, and then follow it with Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Deep inhale. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste.